August went out with a thud. Stocks closed out the month lower as investors took a step back and locked their focus on Friday's big jobs number. Many believe that number could be a big input in the Federal Reserve's equation on when to raise interest rates. All in all, it wasn't too bad today, but stocks did end in the red. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 53 points to 18,400. The Nasdaq dropped 9. The S&P 500 was off 5. For the month, the Dow and the S&P were slightly lower, but it was the first losing month for the S&P since February. But the Nasdaq did manage a 1% gain. So now that August is in the books, the markets turn the page and look ahead to September. So what can we expect? Dom Chu gives us a history lesson.
After what's been a pretty uneventful summer of trading outside of that Brexit vote in June, some traders are anticipating what could be a more volatile September as many get back from their vacations. And they also get back to work. Of course, their kids go back to school. Now, in the post-financial crisis era, which we're going to call the last 6 years, stocks have seen slightly more volatility in September than other months. But on average, it ends up being pretty flat. According to our data partners over at Kensho, since 2010, the Nasdaq, the S&P, and Dow have gained 1% or less during September, but it's only been a 50-50 split on whether the month was positive. Now, for the rest of the year, Kensho data shows that over the last 20 years, during the months of September through December, the trends have been more positive. The S&P 500 has gained over 4% on average during that time span and been a positive result 80% of the time. Healthcare stocks are among the better performers. Meanwhile, energy stocks are among the lagging performers. Now remember, we're talking average numbers here, and time frames do matter. September, though, remember, filled with potential market-moving catalysts like jobs data in the U.S., a Federal Reserve interest rate meeting, as well as a presidential debate later on in the month, and OPEC meets as well, which could lead to action in the oil markets. So when it comes to September, the average numbers may suggest that you could be an uneventful month, but that could all change in a New York minute. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Dominic Chu at the New York Stock Exchange.